All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show. Friday, September 22nd, 2023. Excuse me. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Didn't do great on my picks yesterday. 3-3.
I went 4-3 yesterday. If I remember correctly. I was 3-1 and I was 3-1 in baseball, 1-1 in NFL, and 0-1 in college football.
I got my NFL.
I missed the over on the NFL by 1.5. They scored 42 and the over was 43.5. I was hoping the 49ers would kick a field goal there toward the end. I knew they were going to run the clock out. But I was like, come on, I just need a field goal. 49ers dominated Giants. I think that most people thought that was going to happen. Even if they would have had Saquon, I still would have liked the 49ers in there in that game. But without Saquon, it even favored the 49ers even more. 49ers, I still think they're the best team right now in the NFL. I think they have the best running back in the NFL, and McCaffrey, dude's just an animal to try to get to the ground. Doesn't have hardly any negative runs because it seems like he always breaks the first tackle. And then if you look at the receiver, same thing. Deebo Samuel it seems like he always breaks that first contact. And then their tight end George Kittle. So I mean, they have
not only that,
three guys that are just hard to tackle, and they were missing a lot of people consider the best wide receiver last night in Ayuk.
Yeah, he's really come on, and he didn't play, but that rookie really played well in his place though. So
yeah, he made a heck of a catch there for that touchdown. Early, the first touchdown they got, and then Purdy hit Deebo down the sideline later on for another touchdown. Purdy made a couple throws there at the beginning of the game that weren't great throws, but then after that he really got in a rhythm and he looked good. I think the 49ers are going to be a tough team to beat. They don't turn the ball over. They don't make a lot of self-inflicted mistakes. And then that defense is that defensive line just so dominant as well. It's going to be. I think it's going to be hard for teams to beat, especially in the playoffs when it seems like defenses can really tighten up with their defense and with their offense just having so many weapons. I think they're going to be a tough out for anybody.
Yeah, I agree. And Purdy deserves a lot more credit than what they're giving him too, because not only was he Mr. Irrelevant and he's played so well, the injury he come back from. I mean, the injury and how quick he's come back from that injury. And you would think if he stays healthy, as the season goes, he's going to get better because, I mean,
yeah, Well, that's why I didn't make a big deal about him having a few throws in the last couple games that he normally hits that he's missed. It's because it's like, dude, the dude had to learn how to throw again. I mean, he had to rebuild all the strength in that arm and then that elbow. So I mean, I think yeah, throwing the balls wise, I think he's going to keep getting better. Plus, you still got to remember he hasn't even played a whole season in the NFL yet. Yeah, I know he's played a lot of football because he played a lot there in college. He's played a lot of football, but not at the NFL level. So I mean, I think you're just going to see him keep getting better.
See, that's one thing about these talk shows. We was watching First Things First, and they was arguing about whether he was a top 15 quarterback or not, or I think he's higher than that. I'm just going by the year he's played. You go by the year he's played, I think he's a top 10 quarterback. Now, Nick did bring up one good point that he has had a lot of adversity as far as his arm and being Mr. Irrelevant and all that kind of stuff. But he hasn't played a lot when they've been behind. That's true. I will say that, but you don't know, so you can't say it's a negative because you don't know.
Yeah,
it's something you don't know. Name.
Well, what I don't get is Nick was saying that he thinks that Purdy could hold them back from winning a Super Bowl. I don't see how. For one, I don't see how you can even say that because Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens. How good of a quarterback was he?
Yeah, that's true.
Not a very good quarterback. Did he hold them back? And if you look at this San Francisco team, they're a more talented team than that Ravens team was. And that Ravens team had a great defense, but they didn't have the weapons on offense that the 49ers have.
Okay. Just look at the NFC right now. The teams that they're saying are the favorites. Philadelphia. Would you say Hurts is better? Okay. Well, they've played about the same amount of time, a little bit less. I'd give Hurts a sliding edge right now. Dak ain't proven anything, so I don't know that you can give Dak a check that he's better than Purdy. So
I would trust Purdy in the playoffs more than I would trust Dak in the playoffs right now.
Let me ask you a question. Would you take Cousins over him? Cousins ain't had big wins. You think Cousins is better than Purdy?
I think Cousins is a better quarterback than Purdy, but I also think Cousins
got a lot more experience.
Also think Cousins gets a bad rap
because I'm not saying that.
Because of his and some of it's because
you think he's leaps and bounds better though,
and some of it's because of the defense. Everybody,
I agree.
Cousins can put up numbers just like Purdy did last night, and he'll lose a game, and everybody wants to blame it on Cousins. Oh, he can't win this. Can't win. Oh, if you score 30 points and your defense gives up 35, that's your defense's fault.
If your team's averaging 27 points a game, you should be winning.
Yeah,
because their defense has let them down.
But I would say Cousins is a better quarterback right now. Now, am I saying that Purdy don't have the? I'm not saying Purdy couldn't catch him, but Cousins has more experience, and he's done it for
the experience
for a lot of. He's been to me a top 10, top 15 quarterback for 4 or 5 years now. Cousins has where,
what about golf? I think you have to give maybe golf a slight edge. But then when you're also looking at the team, San Francisco's a lot better team. I don't think there was a lot, especially in the NFC. I don't think there's a lot. Can you say Baker's better? I don't think you can. He's not proven anything. Maybe he will this year. I don't think in the NFC, especially, there's a lot better quarterbacks than him.
No,
maybe in the AFC.
Yeah, in the AFC there, I would say so. So I would say Herbert.
Well, you got just in
Lamar,
Cincinnati's division, you got Burrow and Lamar. Two really good just in that division alone. So I mean, in Buffalo and
Allen, you got Herbert with the Chargers. I think Herbert. I'd put Herbert above Purdy right now.
What about the Miami quarterback? Small sample size, both of them.
Yeah. And I haven't seen what, I'll be honest, I haven't seen what everybody's seen with Tua. I was never a big Tua fan in college, and then I mean, hey, I will give him this. When he plays, Miami does win, so I mean, I gotta give him his credit there.
Yeah.
But is he going to be able to stay on the field, stay healthy? Purdy got hurt last year. A little bit different, so it's good. But yeah, I'd definitely have Purdy top 10, top 15 right now.
Yeah, Colts division, the only quarterback you could say is better than him, probably the Jacksonville quarterback, and that's a small sample size too.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I mean, I'm not saying Richardson's not going to be a good quarterback, but I mean, very small.
Speaking of Richardson, he's out.
Yeah. Don't surprise me.
Yeah. Well, when I saw that he missed practice today, I figured he for the third straight day, I figured he wasn't going to be playing. And it came out officially he's out. Minshew will get the start against the Ravens this weekend. How's it going, Glenn?
Offensive line's got to step up and protect because they're going to come after them. Their defensive strategy is going to be a little bit different than it would have been with Richardson, I think. Not probably a lot, because I think they'd have went after Richardson too. But Richardson, they would have had to spy on Richardson some because of his running ability, which Minshew, not that he can't move at all, but I mean.
Yeah, but he's not the threat.
No.
He's not near the threat that Richardson can be.
He's down at Kilroy, down there at JMV. He'll be down there.
Yeah. Trying to get some of those tickets.
Yeah, he's going down there and going to win.
All right, we'll go ahead and we'll start with baseball, then we'll jump into the football. Right now, you have the Cubs and Rockies playing. Cubs are up 1-0 in the middle of the fourth. Come on, Rockies! It'd be nice to see the Rockies win. That's the only day game there is. Next game would be the Reds and the Pirates. Reds are 1.5 run favorites at home, -172 on the money line. The Pirates are +144 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 9.5 runs. Pirates are 71-81 on the season, 33-41 on the road. Their pitcher is still to be determined, so I'm not sure who's pitching for them. The Reds are 79-75 on the season, 37-41 at home. Reds will have Abbott on the mound tonight, who's 8-5 with a 3.68 ERA. I like the Reds tonight. Pick up a big win at home with Abbott on the mound, basically having a race on the mound. So I like the Reds on the money line. Next game, Brewers and Marlins. Brewers are 1.5 run favorites, -148 on the money line. Marlins are +126 on the money line. Over under for this game's 8 runs. The Brewers are 87-66 on the season, 42-36 on the road. Marlins are 79-74 on the season, 44-34 at home. On the mound for the Brewers is going to be Burns, who's 9-8 with a 3.56 ERA. I like the Brewers here on the money line. Next game, Toronto Blue Jays at the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays are 1.5 run favorites at home, -162 on the money line. The Blue Jays are +136 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 7.5 runs. I like, let's see. On the mound for Blue Jays are 85-68 in the season, 44-34 on the road. Bassett will be on the mound for the Blue Jays, who's 14-8 with a 3.78 ERA. The Rays are 94-60 on the season, 52-26 at home. You'll have Glasnow on the mound for the Rays, who's 9-6 with a 3.53 ERA. I like the Rays on the money line at home. Next game I like in baseball, New York Mets at the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies are 1.5 run favorites at home, -162 on the money line. The Mets are +136 on the money line. Over-unders at 9 runs. Mets are 71-82 on the season, 32-46 on the road. They will have McGill on the mound, who's 8-8 with a 4.94 ERA. The Phillies are 84-69 on the season, 44-31 at home. On the mound for the Phillies will be Walker, who's 15-5 with a 4.40 ERA. I like the Phillies on the money line. So my picks from Major League Baseball for today are Brewers money line, Reds money line, Rays money line, and the Philadelphia Phillies on the money line.
Okay, my parlay for tonight for Major League Baseball, I got Milwaukee money line at Miami. I got Atlanta money line at Washington. I've got the Mets at Philadelphia. I'll take Philadelphia money line. Got Kansas City at Houston money line, and San Francisco at the Dodgers money line. That would be the parlay I would play. What are we going to do next? Some college football, or are we going to do NFL?
Yeah, we can do college next. don't know what Mike Hughes commented, but whatever he commented, it says this hidden comment might include sensitive content or spam. So I don't know what he commented, but hey, how's it going, Rob?
And there's been real upset with his Cubs lately.
Well, between the Cubs and the Bears,
Yeah, he's having a tough time.
yeah, I know he wasn't happy with the Cubs last night.
And happy today with the lineup. He was going crazy about the lineup. Hey, everybody out there, Rob Scott's out here on the commenting, but check out his latest Rob 2 Cents. I checked it out; it was really good. So definitely check out Rob's 2 Cents.
All right, let me get back over here to the odds. College football. There's some pretty good games this weekend. I think better matchups this weekend than we had last weekend.
I thought there were some tough picks though, man.
Yeah. Oh, I did too. But some of the picks I'll end up going with is I like Florida State -2 against Clemson. I'm trying to check to make sure that's still at -2, but that's what it was last night. It's -1.5 now. Then I like UCLA at the +6 against Utah. Let me double check just because I was looking at these last night, so some of these might have changed, but it's actually at 5.5 now. So it's went down a little bit. But I like UCLA to cover there. I'll be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if UCLA.
Yeah, -21, man. I think that's a lot of points for Colorado's offense. I think they're worried about Colorado's defense against Oregon, but 21 points is a lot of points.
Yeah. But no, I actually think number 22 UCLA is going to upset number 11 Utah. But I'm going to take UCLA at the +5.5.
One thing about that is that even though I think UCLA will score on Utah, I worry about UCLA's defense a little bit. So
And
I
then
stayed away from it.
I'm going to take LSU at the -17.5 against Arkansas. Where's that game at? Yeah, that's still at 17.5. And then I'm going to take Washington at the -20.5 against California.
That Washington quarterback used to play for Indiana.
Penix.
He's up in the discussion for Heisman.
Yep. Yeah, he's been throwing the heck out of the ball. He only has one interception on the season and a bunch of touchdowns.
If he had stayed,
that's still at 20.5.
If he'd stayed at IU, you think IU would be different right now?
I do. I do, just because he's such a good quarterback. But he had some injuries. IU hurt him, and then he went to Washington, played last season for Washington, had a good year. But he decided to come back this year, and now he's making a name for himself, chance to win the Heisman, and I'm sure he's raising his stock in the NFL for the draft as well. So my picks for college football: Florida State -1.5, UCLA +5.5, LSU -17.5, and Washington at the -20.5.
Okay, my college football parlay that I would play this weekend, I went with Florida State money line against Clemson. And then my other picks, I went a little different route after stinking it up last week. I went Arizona at Stanford. I'm going under the 60.5. Then I got Arkansas at LSU over 55. And I got Florida Atlantic at Illinois over 44.5. Thought I'd go a little different route.
Okay. Yeah, there was a couple games like I think the Colorado and Oregon game. I like Oregon to win that game. I really do, but I think 21 is too many points. If I was going to pick that game, I'd have took Colorado to cover because of Colorado. I think Colorado's offense is going to be able to score some points, but I don't trust Colorado's defense. Yeah, I need to see what their defense against Oregon, and they might prove me wrong. They might prove me wrong this week and have a good performance against Oregon, and then I'll have to change what I saw and give their defense a little more credit. But to me, if you're giving up that many points to a Colorado State team,
TCU.
What's like an Oregon or a USC going type offense going to be able to put up against your defense, especially with not having one of your best players in Travis Hunter, who plays both ways. NFL, I got 5 picks for this weekend. I'm gonna go with the Titans at the +3.5 against the Cleveland Browns. I'm gonna go with the Chargers at the +1.5 against the Minnesota Vikings. 2 0-2 teams going at it. But I just feel like the Chargers are a little bit better than the Vikings as a team. This one was a tough one for me, but I'm going with the Lions at the -3 against the Falcons. I think it's going to be a close game, but I favor the Lions just a little bit, even though I do like the Falcons team. Saints +1.5 against the Green Bay Packers. I think the Saints are going to win that game. And then I'm going to go with the Patriots at the -2.5 over the New York Jets, just because I don't think the Jets are going to have any offense. On that one. And the Patriots have shown a little bit of an offense. But I like the Patriots defense. And the only way I think the Jets are going to be able to win games is if their defense can get some turnovers and get short fields for Zach Wilson and that Jets offense. So I'm going to go with the Patriots at the -2.5 on there. So that's going to be my 5 picks for this week in the NFL.
Yeah, I got 4 for a parlay for Sunday NFL. I'm going to take Buffalo -5.5 at Washington. Philadelphia -5 at Tampa Bay. Atlanta at Detroit, I'll take Detroit -3. And Denver at Miami, I'll take Miami -6.5.
So I almost took Denver in that game at the +6.5. I think Miami wins it, but I think it could be a close game.
If it was at Denver, I'd be more comfortable in that altitude and everything. But being at Miami, I think Miami might put it on them.
Surprised you didn't take the Bears against the Chiefs.
What was the point spread on that?
12, I think.
Is it 12 now?
I'll have to look.
Rob Scott's going to bet on his Bears.
I guarantee that the Bears are probably the last team Rob Scott's going to bet on, and that's his team. Yeah. But I know Rob. He don't like just throwing away money. So he's not going to bet on.
I think I'd rather bet whose house gets rated next.
Bears are having some issues.
Man.
It's 12.5.
12.5. It's a lot of points.
Chiefs are 12.5 point favorites over the Bears, and the Cowboys are 12.5 point favorites over the Arizona Cardinals.
Kansas City's offense hasn't looked fantastic yet, but I mean they did last year early. They didn't look great. So
I thought about taking the Bills like you did, but I just have a feeling that Washington's going to keep that game real close.
They could, but
but
look how they played the first half, and look how they played the second half. I don't know. I'm not sold on Washington yet. I mean, the quarterback's new. He's not playing bad. He's played pretty good, but I'm not sold on him yet. So I'm going to pick Buffalo, but I'm still worried about Allen. He makes some piss poor decisions sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he does. It should be a good weekend of football. Also, don't forget, we'll be at a couple wrestling shows. I think the one tomorrow, it's kind of looking like we're probably going to be recording it and airing it later. Yeah. If we do end up going live, we'll be live at 6:30.
6 or 6:30?
6:30. Okay. And that's in Martinsville, Indiana. If you're in Martinsville, Indiana area, come check out JICW. It's the Austin Fury Memorial Show. Should be a good show going. If you watch a lot of wrestling shows, I know there's going to be some guys on there, some wrestlers that you haven't been on any of our shows that we've done before. So come check that out. Then on Sunday, we'll be back at Warrior Pro Wrestling for Warrior Pro Wrestling Year 2. But it's a new start time. Instead of starting at 3 like normal, it's going to be a 5 o'clock start time. But we will be live for that on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter at Gonzo Sports Room and at the All Sports All Plays Network. So join us for that. I know should be a good show. I know you got Jesse Winchester against Zay Gates. Scorpion will be defending the Warrior Pro Championship against his tag team partner.
Oh, really?
Hammer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then I'm not sure what all other matches.
I think Kate Parrish was supposed to be back defending her title.
I think Blake Wright is supposed to be back as well. He was back last month, and I think he's going to be there this month. So it should be another good show there at Warrior Pro. So join us Sunday at 5 for that. Like I said, we will be live for that one. And then Monday we got GWR, but it's going to be a special start time at 7:30 instead of 6:30 this week. So keep that in mind. Be 7:30 Monday night instead of 6:30. Well, did you have anything else before we get out of here for today?
No, I think I'm good to go. Hopefully, I'll do good on my pick. I was terrible last weekend, so can't be a whole lot worse. You know what else is this weekend? We're missing a lot of stuff. Some great football games, and we'll be doing wrestling shows, but also Farm Aid Saturday here in Indiana.
Yep. Yeah, and then also you got the big Notre Dame Ohio State game here in Indiana this weekend. I'd have liked to went down there today for the McAfee show. I think that'd have been pretty cool to go down there for that today.
Yeah.
But it's about a little over a 3-hour drive to get there.
South Bend.
Didn't really have the funds for that. Did everything else going on this weekend, but I'd like to went up to South Bend for that. It would have been. I know I watched some of it. That crowd was a Notre Dame crowd was fired up today, so it'd been cool to go see. But so my picks for tonight: Major League Baseball, Brewers money line, Reds money line, Rays money line, Phillies money line, and in college football for Saturday, Florida State -1.5, UCLA +5.5, LSU -17.5, and Washington at the -20.5. NFL, Titans +3.5, Chargers +1.5, Lions at the -3, Saints +1.5, and the New England Patriots at the -2.5. I want to thank everybody for watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well. Also check out the All Sports All Plays Network on social media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all of that. This has been Easy Money, a sports betting show. We'll be back on Monday right around 3 o'clock with another episode. Hope everybody has a great weekend. See you guys on Monday.